1, 2, 3. Harold and Brad, Windy City Filmmakers. Harold and Brad, Windy City Filmmakers. Harold and Brad. Da, 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 da.
No question. You know what? You went to Tennessee State, right? Undergrad?
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt.
Tennessee State University.
Tennessee State? Now I always say, for me, I went to FAMU, Florida A&M. The greatest band in the land. But I always say that for me, going to DePaul was one of the best decisions I made in terms of my career as an actor who writes and directs, right? Yeah. And going to FAMU was one of the best decisions I made, period. It's like it was something about going to an historically black college with people all different parts of the country, different parts of the world, the focus, the degree of excellence, the entrepreneurship.
God bless you. I love you, Howard. Howard forever.
And seeing doctors, lawyers in key positions that just had an impact, just the energy on the campus, I wouldn't trade for the world. So what was your experience like going to an HBCU and attending Tennessee State?
I feel the same way, Brad.
Right.
I tell people all the time, I rarely talk about my DePaul experience. I always go back to my HBCU experience.
Oh, no question. Yeah.
It's just something, like you said, being around like-minded Black people, especially when I grew up in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it's a small town, and not a lot of the Black people really get out of that town. They stay there and are hardworking people, but they don't go and experience college and then experience maybe the city life. Right. And so I didn't grow up around a lot of people who viewed education as a stepping stone, or who we didn't have a lot of Black professionals, in our community. So going to an HBCU gave me that. I got to see those Black professionals and have Black teachers that cared about, okay, you missed this class, you're failing this class. I'm gonna pull you, like pulling you to the side and really treating you like your mama, like you get your together, And so that was that. But then, just the life of HBCUs, the bands, the games, the fraternities and sorority life, and the SGA, and just all those different organizations on campus that, just really made you feel like this is a little town in itself and it's a community. And that's something I did not have at DePaul. I didn't have a sense of community. I had to build my own.
No doubt.
Create my own. And so, that's what the experience is like. I apologize that you chose the wrong but it's HBCU nonetheless.
Right. Nonetheless.
Yeah, my brother and my uncle are from Alcorn. They went to Alcorn.
That's Steve McNair.
Yeah.
Right.
Steve McNair. And
who else?
And what's his name that passed? The Hollywood actor. What's his name? The Green Mile.
Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan?
Yeah.
I
didn't know he went to Alcorn.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. As a kid, my dad coached at Texas Southern University. And when he used to coach against Steve McNair, man, I would cheer for Alcorn.
No question. No, he was a beast.
I was 13. I was like, what do I know about this, man? But he was still is my favorite quarterback.
So no doubt, so you do have a foundation in theater, doing a lot of TV and film, right? So what are some of the differences, in your opinion, between doing theater and doing film from a technical standpoint on the acting tip?
Having a full life, a full character. Yeah. If you are not a series regular or a heavy recurring guest star, you just, on a TV show, you just don't get the opportunity to flesh out your scenes and build relationship. And that is what I miss the most about theater, is the collaboration.
Right.
Every day. Y'all know we working on stage 8 hours a day or 6 days a week, building and crafting a world and a character. That is just so juicy. You don't get any better than that, And I haven't been on stage since 2016. So that's what I miss the most, is just building relationship, really networking in a real way.
Right.
And crafting characters, man.
The discovery of little things, going back and forth with the other actors.
Yes.
Beats, the moments,
And some of my closest friends are people that I was on stage with.
Right.
I talk to Morocco Omari all the time.
Morocco, yeah.
Y'all got to get him on this show, too.
Oh, we gonna talk to him next. We got to hook him up.
Yeah.
And he and I played husband and wife in Radio Golf
nice.
At the stage company. And so he and I have developed great relationships. E. Roger Mitchell and Jeffrey Darnell Williams, and just it's a host of people that I was able to build relationship with on stage that I don't necessarily do on TV and film. I think I have one opportunity, Black Lightning, on the CW, where I worked with a cat named Will Catlett. He's amazing. And he and I were able to develop a really close bond on that show.
Right.
But that's one out of many.
So you obviously you keep it moving then. So how are you as building relationships there in ATL, living your life? How's that going on the personal side? I ain't talking relationship, but I'm talking relationships.
I know what you mean. I'll tell you what I love about living here is that I don't get to see a lot of actors. And I know that sounds funny. In Chicago, I was consumed by when I would see other actors at auditions, and I'd be like, but I got to study. Here, I don't have to deal with that. I can just be myself, go into the audition or tape this audition and leave and go into a normal life. I have a normal life here. In Chicago, I was always rushing to this function and this opening, and I have to go here. And that's how I felt. Right. I felt like I had to be seen in order to be validated. I don't have to do that here. My work can speak for itself, and I can go home to my peaceful house and not deal with any of that other stuff. And that's the difference. That's the thing that I love the most about here, is that I can have a life separate from my acting. Now, was it difficult? Yeah, I had to place boundaries. I wasn't able to place many boundaries out there. But that's the difference.
What is the theater scene like in Atlanta? They have a strong theater scene?
They have a good theater scene. I won't necessarily say strong in numbers. They don't have a strong theater scene in numbers. Right. There's about 10 theaters, maybe.
Okay.
And only 2 or 3 of them can pay you a livable wage.
Right.
And so we thought it was rough out in Chicago. Like, being a Black artist,
no doubt,
these theaters are not giving us enough opportunities. Well, you get here and it's like crickets.
Right.
You know what it seems like, though? There's a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies there in Atlanta, Pinewoods and all of that stuff. My brother lives up the street from Pinewood. He was going to I was there last week. He's
in the country.
Yeah. He's got a nice little house with the woods. I was out there recording because the cicadas the other night. I was there. I just got back to Chicago.
Girl, you should have told me. We could have.
I didn't know.
Yeah. We have Pinewood Studios, Tyler Perry Studios. They got
Right.
Screen Gems. Everybody is building a studio out here because of the incentives, the tax incentives out here. But yeah, everything shoots here. Marvel, Black Panther shot here, Captain America, all of that shoots here. Most of the reality TV shows shoot here. A lot of movies that you wouldn't think. Den of Thieves was shot here. All of Kevin Hart's stuff, Jumanji and Ride Along or whatever those, all them shoot here.
Yeah.
And of course they do aerial shots in LA and stuff like that. But most of the stuff is shooting here because, you know, he's going bankrupt.
He told me whenever I see that little Georgia peach at the end of the movie, it's shot in Atlanta. So it seems like there's more being shot there than here in Chicago, which I'm sure there is. But geez,
yeah.
I was like, maybe because I could always stay with him if I was working there. Or my other sister, she lives in Ellenwood, so
Oh yeah, I lived in Ellenwood for 3 years. Yeah,
I lived with her in 2002 for about 2 months. I was like, I'm going back to Chicago because I was trying to find this scene there, but it wasn't.
It's here now.
Yeah.
And so you could be a local hire. So you need to tap into the market here.
So, so along those lines, the question we always ask lately, how have you been holding up in COVID-19? And are you looking forward to, how comfortable do you feel getting back to work when things start opening back up?
Okay. I'm going to keep it 100. The first 2 weeks.
Right.
The first 2 weeks, I thought I was going to jump off my balcony. I was like, what do you mean I can't go out and be with people and have a drink? Like, I wanted I'm a social drinker. I want to go order. I'm a foodie. I'm a Yelper. I'm an elite Yelper. You mean to tell me I can't go to the restaurants? So it was a struggle. But then, y'all, I found another purpose. A friend of mine's son needed a homeschool teacher.
Okay.
And I took over, and that gave me a sense of purpose every day. So for about 4 hours out of the day, I knew that I would be with this kid. He changed my life. I would work out prior to, and then I would teach him, and then I'd do another workout. By the time the day was over, I got done. So after that, it just really became, okay, if I have a routine, something to look forward to every day, I'm going to be okay. And so that's what has happened. And then after he left school, I really turned my focus to Congo Square. I'm the ensemble rep there. And we just started developing new programming. And one of the programs is the Congo Square Industry Training Institute. And we wanted to develop teaching opportunities for our ensemble because we were like, hey, we're working at all these other theaters for their theaters, but we're not working for hours. So we want to develop something that we could give back to the community. And I developed a curriculum, and I'm quite excited about it. So it just gave me purpose. COVID gave me a new sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And if you don't come out of this better, something's wrong.
If you don't come out of this better, what are you doing?
Yeah, with a new hobby, new task, new skill. If you don't come out with one thing, I'm going to look at you funny from now on.
And I'll tell you, for me, it's doing the weekly monologue acting workshops on Zoom. Weekly. This is week 13 coming up Friday. So, I found something. Yeah.
That's it. And you got something to look forward to. That's all I'm saying.
So we still got a little bit of time left. But so where do you want to see yourself? Where would you like to be in 10 years? Like career, life? What are some things you would like to accomplish?
In 10 years, I would love to be somebody's mama.
Okay.
And I would love to at least have I would love to be a helpmate to some man,
right.
Not any man, but
I
would just love to be a wife and a mother and still be working as an actor. Somebody asked me if I wanted to be famous. Don't you want to be famous? And you only got 5,000 followers. And I was like, that's a lot to me. Like, that's
not right.
Up with all of them. Like, no, I don't want to be famous. I just want to be a working actor who's respected for my art, for my craft. That's it. And be able to make a living. And so, and I'm able to do that. God is good. I'm able to do that. So, you know, that's where I see myself in 10 years. What about you?
You know what? Same way, like getting our films made, doing the podcast, you know, having a long career. I mean, I would love like a John, my man, John Tarantino. I'm saying his name wrong. Like his type of career, or the type of career of an actor who you may not necessarily know their name, but you know their face. You see them on a regular basis. Oh, that dude, and you know they work their ass off. I may not know their name right offhand, but they are working their ass off. So that type of career would be fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Right. What about you, Harold?
Yeah, for me, 10 years from now, what I want to have done is maybe, you know, win some awards for the performances that I'm about to give, and for some that I have done already.
Absolutely.
And to be able to do what I said I wanted to do years ago, which is touch people. The way I talk about Winfield, I just want to touch people and continue. And I'm doing that, and I want to continue that. I want to have touched so many people that when there's an opportunity for something to come out that I'm in, people will rotate toward the theater or their screens to see what I'm doing in order to feel something. And I want to bring along other actors and training them to be able to do the same.
Absolutely. We got to give back. And since we're talking about that, I've got to plug, I forgot this. I got to plug my nonprofit, Date Yourself Girl. It's It's about empowering women to become the love they seek. But in creating this, I found that my healing process came from giving back.
Yes.
And so I do an annual diaper drive. I used to do backpack drives and Easter basket drives, but I honed in on this diaper drive for homeless mothers or displaced mothers and their kids. And it has brought me so much more joy than I ever imagined an acting role would, or anything within our industry, just to be able to give and touch these women in a real way.
Right.
So just to remind the listeners, we are here to serve others. And how do we do that? I don't know. You have to find a way, but I found my way through giving back. Harold's is going to be through his performances, and Brad's is going to be through his creating movies and stuff like that. So, you know, we going to do the thing.
That's what's up. That's the day. Do the thing. So we're almost out of time. Got one more question, Tracey. So what advice would you give a young person looking to get into the industry? What advice would you give them?
Train. I cannot say that enough. Training is important to the craft, to the skill that you are developing. I'm not saying you got to go to the theater school at DePaul. You don't have to go to a conservatory, but there are classes, and make sure when you take these classes, they're not just taking your money. They are giving you techniques and skills that you can leave that room to take to your character development. If you're not learning a skill, if you are not learning a skill, then I don't think you're gonna have you can have longevity without it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So train.
No question. Wait, but tell you what, it's been a blast having you on the show, sister. So for Brad Stevens and
H. Harold Dennis.
We'll catch you next time. And as always, dream big, dare to be great. We out of here later. Peace.
Peace.
It was so good.
kills the sheriff. God damn it.
Ooh la la. Yeah.